My name is Aleksander Wierzejski and welcome to Poland Daily Business, which will be started, as usually, from the news. The Polish Central Bank has summed up this year's statistics for the number of Polish bills and coins circulating in the Polish economy. The total add value in the physical money compared to 2016 has increased substantially. At the end of 2016, the total value was estimated to be 198 billion zloty, but this year, by the end of the quarter three, that number had increased to 211 billion zlotys. The 500 zloty bill, which was introduced in 2017, is starting to become less rare. At the end of 2017, 7.2 million such banknotes could be found in people's wallets, compared to 12 million today. Serenus Energy has reached an agreement with Vital Gas and Power BV regarding the volume of natural gas the companies will produce as a result of their joint project in Moftinu, Romania. Serenus Energy is controlled by Kulczyk Investments, an international investment company founded by late Polish businessman Jan Kulczyk in 2007. The agreement reached by Serenus Energy contains the agreed price the natural gas will be sold for in the centralized Romanian gas market. Serenus Energy is conducting business deals in Brunei, Tunisia and Romania. The company has been listed on the Warsaw Stock Exchange since 2010. The Armament Inspectorate of Poland has issued the invitation to the state-controlled Polish armament group to participate in the Swordfish program, which aims to build and deliver 3 multi-purpose frigates for the Polish Navy. The new frigates will be armed with anti-radar and anti-submarine systems and could also be equipped with guided missiles. According to the plans, Polish defense industry companies will build the vessels in a cooperation with a foreign partner, which, according to the schedule, must be chosen by mid-2019. The estimated cost for the 3 multi-purpose frigate amounts to 7.5 billion Polish zlotys. That's about $2 billion. And that's it in Poland Daily Business tonight, but stay tuned for the business interview. Poland Daily Business Edition. And tonight we will speak with Matthew Thurmond, American writer, Polish novelist, and columnist of Prost and Do Rzeczy. And welcome to the show. We are witnessing a tidal shift in Polish-United States relationships. We used to share ideology, we used to share freedom, but now Poland is a customer for U.S. energy products, and that changes the situation a lot.
Well, it's, this news that happened in the last couple weeks about a 24-year inked LNG supply deal from Cheniere Energy, one of the major players. In fact, their equity, the stock ticker in the New York Stock Exchange is LNG, Cheniere. Big deal, important deal. Really, in my view, the biggest news story of the year in Poland, because we've all been talking about it. It's one of the onuses of the 3 Cs initiative, is to coordinate among these higher growing Central and Eastern European countries that have a similar cultural and economic profile coming out of communism and this Iron Curtain at the same time, most of these nations. Energy policy and security on the source diversity of raw energy is an absolutely key driver of Polish stability and Central European stability. We saw what Russia did with Ukraine when they were engaging in their initial revanchism and turning off the oil spigots in the middle of winter. They're not afraid to use their energy complex as a political weapon. For them, it's not economic, it's political. And so there needs to be a diversification away from Russia for Central Europe and even parts of Western Europe. Germany is undermining the entire European Union project. They talk about harmonization of both politics and economics, and then they do a backdoor deal with Russia and Nord Stream 2 for their own self-interest, and which further weakens the Central and Eastern European nations who are trying to get a foothold in the sort of global marketplace. So this 24-year LNG deal that was worked on very deeply by both Morawiecki and Duda in the White House with the Commerce Department, Wilbur Ross, with the Department of Energy, and Rick Perry, with industry directly. Morawiecki's sort of initial great legacy bullet point was bringing Świnoujście online right over the border of Germany and Pomerania as sort of an open spigot to feed the entire Central and Eastern European Three Seas complex. And now they're a Bulgarian depot is also going to be coming online. So there's a lot of hugely impactful components to this dynamic that are going to help Poland and Central Europe, not least of which is the security component of not just energy source diversity, but the U.S., now that Poland is a major counterparty in raw energy. This was one of Trump's first goals. If people recall, the first executive orders he signed after he was inaugurated in January 2017, he went to the White House and he signed executive orders to open up the Dakota Access Pipeline and the Keystone Pipeline, two major pipelines to bring raw energy from the north, from places like Canada and the North Dakota area of deep oil and natural gas source deposits coming into the complex, and creating these pipelines to bring them down south to the refineries so that then they can be shipped and sold all over the world. This was his #1 predicate. And so to have Poland come on as such a big counterparty further bolsters the incentive to get American troops helping secure the NATO peripheral border. Fort Trump is coming, and the LNG deal is one of the reasons why it's going to come even faster with higher scale behind it. Of course, having the Polish government be willing to commit their own capital to defending their border as the NATO peripheral border is also a huge sign of faith. Trump really is very happy about these dynamics, both the Polish commitment to fund permanent basing, as well as the energy counterparty deal. So, I mean, this is really, really good news, and Poland led on this. Morawiecki and Duda both worked really hard on this. And, you know, what's sad is that as big a news story as this is, nobody really wants to cover it, because for the leftist media, they can't give credit where credit's due, and to the rightist media, they can't really attack the left with this. So there's very little coverage of what I think is the biggest news story of the year in Poland, something that's going to have at least, 10, 15, 20 years of major impact.
It is important for Poland, for sure. But how important this is for United States, money-wise, volume-wise?
Well, let's be honest. The scale of the contract, though it is large, is not. It helps with American GDP. It helps with the American energy complex. Right now, the American energy complex has 3 major regions of exploration that are leading in America becoming the largest energy wholesaler to the world. OPEC is done. OPEC is broken. There's a reason why Saudi Arabia is trying to play really, really nice with a lot of other players, where previously they were rather arrogant about their position as the anchor of OPEC, that they could actually set global political policy because of their control of so many oil reserves.
Nobody call it monopoly, nobody call it cartel, but, it is.
No, it was a cartel. But America now has got 3 major areas of exploration in Texas, in North Dakota, and in Pennsylvania, the Marcellus, the Permian, and the Bakken shales. They're all coming online at a very, very high pace. And Poland is one of the first major sovereign counterparties to ink a deal with this newfound reserves. So it is a positive impact, both optically as well as economically. And it just ties our two governments, our two right-of-center, culturally attuned governments more tightly together, which is very good news.
So do you see decline of Russia as a world gas station?
Absolutely. I think that, and that is why we're seeing now new revanchist moves, because this is all they have to try and destabilize Europe. They have to go on the military offensive, because economically they don't have the same levers as they did a couple years ago, with America undercutting the entire global wholesale energy complex.
What about China?
Well, China's a different story. They're still getting their energy frequently from Pacific Rim. They are not going to be a major counterparty with the U.S. because Trump is very, very muscularly attacking them on their bad trade practices the last 15, 20 years. But China seems to be investing a lot in Central and Eastern Europe as well. We'll see where that tug of war goes. I don't have the answer to that yet.
So we have new position of Poland as a customer for U.S. energy products. And I understand that our provider will take care of us.
I agree.
Thank you very much for participating in our show. Our guest was Matthew Tyrmand, and that was it for Poland Daily Business.